So now we're working on getting ready for the winter. There's a lot to do. Hubby got 2 rows of firewood in. We have to get quite a bit more. Beginning of fall might seem a bit early to be worrying about winter, but there's a lot to do before it gets cold and we'll be busy. So probably have another 3 weekends worth of firewood to do. We're gonna have to move the goats this weekend because they're running out of pasture. And then sooner than later we're gonna be haying because it hasn't rained in a long time here, so the pastures are losing their quality. So we'll need a switch to hay. This is our 4th harvest of cherry tomatoes. This time we got 2 full bushels. We're working on our 2nd batch of canning marinara sauce. This is the first pot. We still have 2 bushels of tomatoes to sort through to see how many more tomatoes we have to can. This time I'm trying my grandmother's trick to make it less acidic. We're sticking a couple carrots in the pot, so we'll see how that works. I'm excited to see. All right. Hello, Buck. Nah. Get away from the door. Geek. Thank you. Here, chick. Here, chick. Excuse me. Come on, Betty. Come on. Come get some tomatoes. Come here. Yeah, chick. I'm out here milking. It's about to get dark. I want to say I really like these headlamps. They're Olight. Not a sponsor. Just enjoy them. Just got my chicken eggs. One of my brown girls is laying again. They've been molting, so I haven't been getting any brown eggs. I switched to this Nutrina goat feed for the month because Tractor Supply was out of my normal Do More. They're liking it so far, so we'll see. Maybe I'll switch to this. There's a bulk feed place up north. It's kind of a drive. I have to drive about an hour, and I have to get at least 300 pounds. But the Do More was costing me 20 bucks a bag, and this place has a dairy goat specific higher protein for 13 bucks a bag, or for 50 pounds. I just need to find a way to store it so it's not going to get moldy. I need at least 300 pounds. I'm probably going to want to store more than that if I'm driving an hour to get it. So, to think about that. So Miss Bellatrix here is getting really close to having her babies. She had 1 doe like last year. That was her first kid. And take a look back here at her udder. It's developing really nicely. It hasn't completely bloomed yet, so she's not quite in labor yet. There's no colostrum coming out. And looking up at her belly, the left side here is her rumen, is her food. This side's baby. And she hasn't dropped yet. When she's in labor, that'll look different. Over by her tail, what I feel for a couple times a day now is right here. This feels like 2 pencils, are her ligaments. And when she's in labor, they go away completely. So they're starting to be harder to feel, but they're still there. You can almost pinch all the way around her tail when she's in labor. So we're watching her, getting closer. Hopefully I'm there when she has her babies and you guys will get to see, but we'll see. So right before the vet came yesterday to give everyone the rabies vaccine, the state police came and put a quarantine order on Rubble. So unfortunately, I thought it was a 45-day quarantine. He's stuck in there for 6 months. I'm gonna have to figure something out for him, but I can't put another goat with him because if he does have rabies, he's can't spread it to anyone else. So poor goat, he's gonna be miserable. But the only other option is euthanizing him. So I want to give him a shot. So he'll be in quarantine for 6 months. Yep. Gonna let these stay on low all night. Start again in the morning and can them up. So I'm stuck in this no-win situation when it comes to Mr. Rubble. So he's been ordered to be quarantined for 6 months. My only other option is to euthanize him. So he survived a raccoon attack. If he survives the rabies and gets no symptoms, it's a miracle. And then putting him down, if he's not sick, there's no good moral option here, because he's a young goat. He has a long life to live. I don't want to put him down. On the other hand, the no-win situation is that a goat alone for 6 months is like a human in solitary. I don't know what kind of goat I'm going to have after this. 6 months of him being alone. I have to put him through like goat therapy. So I'm just going to wait and see what happens at this point, but it's not a good situation. So for those of you who don't know, goats are herd animals. One of the number one rules is you can't just have one goat. They need each other. They need a group. They're happier in a really big group. If you don't have another goat, they'll substitute something else. If you have a sheep or a miniature horse, they'll substitute, but nothing beats a goat herd for a goat. So with Rubble in quarantine, he's already pretty desperate for attention, and I'm feeling really bad for him. I'm not allowed to touch him. I can't risk getting rabies. I'm pregnant. So all I can do is talk to him over his fence. And I don't know. Hoping he doesn't get too depressed. And just have to keep an eye on him. So the other problem that Mr. Rubble is going to cause for me is that he's now taking up an entire birthing building, which usually I hold 2 goats with their kids in. But last year I opted to bottle feed all my kids anyways, so I ended up having them in an electrified fence with a little building in it right near the house. I actually had a couple on my porch and a couple in my sunroom. I don't recommend that. That was messy and gross. But I'll probably have the mother's birth right outside my porch this year again, and just go from there. I found that the bottle babies are a lot more friendly, so it's just easier to find them pet homes. When you have goats that are running away from you and scared of you, it's not really fun to have as a pet. So the bottle babies jump right on you, lick you, they're brats, but they're a lot more fun. So I think from now on I'm going to be bottle feeding all of my kids that are going to be rehomed. hands are going to fall apart from all the hand sanitizing and washing I'm doing because of this rabies thing. Maybe I should just wear some gloves out here every time I come out. So the vet told me to pump and dump the milk for 24 hours after the rabies vaccine, which I thought was kind of a short amount of time, but it's been that. So I get to keep this batch, and yeah. So these are cooked down a lot. Got a little more to go, and then we'll can them. Okay, let's try Grandma's recipe to see if the carrots did anything. Yeah, a little sweeter. It's good. So that's 21 pints in the canner so far. I think we might have one more round. We'll get some more jars. So I ended up with 27.5 pints of sugar-free marinara sauce, fresh from the garden.